Hi everyone, it's Peggy Merwin with Stamp with Peggy. Tonight we are going to play with some Halloween. You can see my fireplace mantle is adjusted. We're starting to get a little bit of fall and Halloween decorations out there. I do want to get some leaves yet up there, and I want a new picture to replace that one for right now. I have my new workspace that's been added. My husband did that this past weekend, so that was awesome. It's all full already. It's kind of my mailing station and workstation. I have a printer, mailing printer over there. My stamp and cut and emboss machine is over there, so it's just a fun new area for me. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We are using tonight the Clever Cats. Oh, thanks, Glenda. The one, let's see, and I don't know which way this is to you guys. It's to my right. The far one over there, I actually carved back in 2014. The spider, the ghost, and the cat, Tony carved those. So just have a little fun with them. Let's see, what else is sitting up there? Oh, he's got the fireplace thing up there. Okay, let's switch you down and let's go ahead and get started. Tonight I have 3 projects for you. I have a card, a treat holder, and a framed art. So we are going to go ahead, and I'm actually going to start with the framed art because that's where some of the techniques or coloring and things, and then we'll move on to the others. Hi Jackie, hi Annie, hi Roseanne, anybody else who joined. Give me a couple seconds here to get my computer up. All right, we need to get this sound down so I can't hear myself. A little more. Okay, let's switch you down. Close your eyes while I wiggle and jiggle a little bit. Hi, Teresa. Thank you for joining. Okay. Okay, let's get this down. All right, close your eyes again. Hi, Joe. All right, we're coming back up here. Wiggle jiggle for a minute. All right, let's get the wires out of the way. Okay, we need to scoot forward a little bit. Okay. I think you can see the workspace good. All right, there we go. Okay, so our first project is framed art. Okay, we are again going to use some of these lovely little frames. They're about 5.5 by 5.5. Hi, Susan, I'm glad you could join. It's this lovely little tropical state of mind, and we're going to cover that up and use the frame. Okay, so here is what we're going to make the first project. Okay, we're using, again, let me get the stamp set out here. We're using the Clever Cats stamp set, and the pumpkin, the fun little cat, just attitude cat in my opinion. He can sit on the broom, and the little one peeking out of the box where he's, of course, digging into things he shouldn't be. And then the other stamp set that I'm using is called Well Defined. It's in the holiday catalog. Kind of wasn't one of my favorites when I actually got this free from an event, online event that we had, or from the cruise, I guess it was, the incentive trip that I didn't get to go on to Maui. But we're going to use this one right now, and this is kind of a fun thing. I saw this online and I just really liked the way it looked on here. Okay, so we're going to scoot that back out of the way, and we are going to pull in. We're using pieces of the cute Halloween designer paper. So this one's fun with the little bats on the back of it. Flip it over and it's just kind of a spongy black. This is the inside of our frame. This is going to fit right down to cover up that beautiful little summer scene in there. Okay. All right. So then I took a let's find my ruler here. A 3" by 4 1/4 inch piece of basic white. And I stamped the pumpkin with the hat on top. And then I stamped the black cat. And then I stamped the broom, but I really only stamped a part of it. I'm not concerned about this part down here. We're just going to use this kind of as a shelf. And then I stamped the little spider down at the bottom. Okay, so we are going to start, we're going to color in the pumpkin. And I don't know how well you can see, I stamped them in the Memento, which is my favorite black, but you can kind of see it's a little splotchy looking. We're going to fix that. Okay, all right. So we're just taking the light pumpkin pie Stampin' Blends, and we're coloring the whole pumpkin with this. I see we have some other Halloween fans out there. I don't like scary Halloween. I think I've told you that before. I like cute Halloween. I like the colors of Halloween. All right, then we're going to take the dark pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to do the vein lines here. I'm kind of coloring just to the side of it, and then I'm going to go around the edge, the bottom edge, and then we're going to go ahead and do these other vein lines. And then I'm going to take my light pumpkin pie again, and I'm going to go over it to kind of blend that together a little bit. So you still can see the lights and darks in there. And then I'm going to pull in the dark black, basic black, and I'm going to color right over. We did orange right over the top of it before, and that's okay. That helped darken it some. And then I'm just going to take the marker and kind of quickly color over all of the black. Okay, I got to get this a little closer to me to help give it a pop. The black from the Memento just didn't give me quite the black that I wanted. I really wanted a nice dark, dark black. And this is quick and easy to do. I mean, I don't think it takes very long. Okay, so look at the difference between the black here and the black in the cat. Okay, there's quite a difference in the sharpness of it. Okay, so then we're going to do the same thing on the cat. We're just going to come in here and we're going to darken him up a little bit. Okay, and we're going to just carefully go around his eyes. And I'm not worried about absolutely every little spot. But it really made the whole thing pop just a little bit more. Okay. And then we're going to just come up in here. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. It was a lot hotter than I thought it was going to be this weekend. I'm busy getting ready. We have my sister and I have a big demo event this weekend. So I'm trying to get all of my stuff finished for that. Okay. All right. Almost. Okay, there we go. And then we have to do some fussy cutting. Okay. And we're just going to go close to the black line. And then I'm going to show you another little trick to help blend that together. Okay, so bear with me. I did, for the card in the treat box, I already did all of the stamping, coloring, and cutting out. That's why I decided I would start with this one for you first. And there's kind of some jaggedy lines. Again, I'm not too worried about that. I'm really just cutting. Okay, and around probably this little point right here is about the worst of the whole thing. Oops, I forgot to color the belt buckle too, or the hat buckle. I'll have to go back in and do that. And then I also added a little wink of Stella to that belt buckle just to give it a little shimmer. Okay, so we're gonna finish with that. Okay, we have just a little bit of white, but we also have white here. We are going to take the dark basic black marker or blend, and we're just going to run it along the cut edges. Okay, see how it's changing how it looks already? Just, oops, got a little carried away there. All right, let's fix that little splotch there. There we go. Okay, just gives, other than that little outline a little bit, but all right, then we're going to come back in here with the dark Highland Heather. Oops, that's not the end I want. Isn't that right, Cheryl? Who is Stella winking at? Who should we say? I think tonight she's winking at this gorgeous pumpkin here. All right, so we're going to take a little wink of Stella, and we're going to just go around that just to give us a little bit of sparkle. Okay, so our pumpkin is ready. We are going to, we're going to cut around the broom handle. Again, I don't care about the broom bristles. And we're going to cut that rounded edge. I don't need that, because again, I'm going to make this into like a shelf. And so I'm going to leave a ledge so that I can glue that to the back of the cat. Okay. And I'm going to cut a little bit of it off because that's going to be a little bit of overhang. All right, so there's our shelf. And then, last but not least, is our kitty cat. My son and daughter-in-law have a black cat named Salem. And this is he's kind of a fat, fluffy cat. So this is kind of who this reminds me of. And again, I'm not too worried about the jiggity jags. I'm kind of rolling a little bit with it, but I'm not worried about getting all of them. Gonna cut up around his ears because we don't want him to have a flat head, right? I stamped the broom in cinnamon cider. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that ahead of time. And again, I could do it on screen, but I don't know about you guys. When I watch a video, it's great for new stampers. And if we have new stampers, please make sure you ask questions and say something. But those of us who have been stamping for many, many years, unless there's a special technique, watching somebody stamp and color really isn't always the most fun. If we can talk in person, that's a different story, but when all you get to do is listen to me babble, that's not always so much fun. Okay, so we have our 3 pieces cut out. All right, so now we are going to, I gotta find all my pieces here. All right, we're using parts of, like I said, the cute Halloween paper, the little polka dot. We're using the candy side, and then we're using the boo side. We are again going to take some markers, and I'm using the dark pumpkin pie, the dark lavender, not lavender, Highland Heather, and the light granny apple. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, Annie. Yes, I did. Now I got to find him because I just popped that stuff into the garbage. Uh-oh. Well, now I'm going to have to find my stamp and stamp him again. We'll get this little edge. All right, let's find the scratch paper. All right. The Halloween paper is so fun. I have used it a lot. Oops, that's not very good. Those of you, well, I probably shouldn't even say. Never mind. Okay. I am going to do, of this set right here, I am going to do a make and take kit if anyone is interested in making these. You do need to have, there's no stamping done on them, so you do need to have the Clever Cats stamp set, or use something else in place of it, but that's what I used. And yes, Cheryl, you are right. When I get done, I'll turn to put this in the garbage, and there will be the spider. Again, I'm not worried about going around all the little spider legs. I'm just doing the top and the bottom. Okay, there's our spider. Whew. Okay, now we're back to the designer paper, and I'm going to use my Stampin' Blends. And the little candies, I'm coloring in Granny Apple Green. Again, I used the light Granny Apple. That one I did opposite. Okay. And so I'm just going to color all of those little candy wrappers in the green. I'm leaving the stripe white, except on one. All right, oops, one more. Okay, and then I'm going to go into the Boo one, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to color over a few of the Boos. Let's do one more over there. All right, then we're going to pull in the pumpkin pie. Again, it is dark pumpkin pie. And we're going to color the center of the candy corns. That cat does look like an Alice in Wonderland cat. As he sits around, what does he say? Who are you? All right, do we have all the candy corns? And then we're going to come back to the Boo, and we're going to color in a few more of those. And then we're to the Highland Heather. And we are going to go ahead and color in some of these. And then we're going to do the little swirly candies. And this Highland Heather marker is about done. Okay, looks like that's all of them. So now it's time to start assembling. So let's get our adhesive in here, and we are going to put this little Boo onto a piece of Highland Heather. And I will put measurements on my blog post for tomorrow. I will share these projects. I won't have the tutorial there, but I will put measurements there. Okay, but again, if you would like to have a make and take kit with all the pieces already cut for you, the basic white for you to stamp on, the pieces of designer paper, everything that you need other than the stamps, just let me know or place an order, and I will mail it to you along with the frame. Okay, so we have pumpkin pie. And then we're putting a layer of basic black. And then we're putting, oops, I don't want to glue this one yet. Okay, this one's glued, this one's glued. And I just did this wrong too. See, I'm talking and not paying attention. All right, I'm going to huff on it a little bit. When I'm doing a frame where I have some depth, I like to put dimensionals between the layers. Whoops. Ugh. Okay, and then there, and I'm going to have to put a little extra because I've got that glue down in the center. I don't want that to stick. All right, let's take the backings off. And now we're going to put it onto the pumpkin pie. Goodness gracious. It's sticking to my fingers. Okay. So the white one for this, we are going to just kind of lay, and here's where I cut that. We are going to glue that onto there. Okay, so I'm just going to use a little bit of the green glue. Just a little bit. Let's stretch that out. Okay, oops. And then we're just going to stick him right on there. And then we're going to kind of set him onto here. And we are using the words that say, my tail says it's the twitching hour. All right, so we're going to get Memento. He's not glued down at all yet. And then we're going to get that right down underneath the shelf and just beside his tail. All right, then this one is going to get adhered down onto the basic black flat. And this poor thing's got a curl in it. Okay. Just like that. And then, of course, he gets dimensionals. So we're going to get our dimensionals on the back of this. And then we're just going to stick him down again. And our shelf's overhanging. That's okay. We're just going to take our snips and snip that right off. Okay? So there's our piece for there. That one's going to go, let's see, let's scoot this in here a little bit. All right, that's going to go there. Our boo is going to go there. Our candy is up there. All right, so now we are down to, we're going to stamp our Halloween. And, of course, I forgot something. I'm pulling in some old washi tape. I hang on to all of my old washi tape, and I use it for other things when it retires. Okay, so we are pulling in our stamp. And again, we're going to use Memento ink. We're going to ink up the whole thing. And we're going to stamp it once up here at the top. Okay. And then we're going to ink it up again. Only this time I don't want the Halloween, this Halloween noun. So we are going to put the washi tape right over the top of it. Okay, it's all inked up. And then we're just going to come stamp it down here at the bottom. And then we didn't get that in the middle. Throw that away before you get ink all over yourself. Okay. All right. Now we're going to adhere this to the other basic black. And then we're going to attach that to a granny apple with dimensionals. You guys still hanging in there? I see Jackie's with us. Okay, this goes on to, whoops, upside down. Come on. And then our pumpkin, of course, is also on with dimensionals. So we get one up there, and one there. And then we're just going to put that right above that line. How cute is that? Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and add more dimensionals. You know I love dimensionals. They will definitely be in my adhesive sale, which won't be, I'll be sending information out shortly. It won't be until the end of the month because the Stamp and Seal is on back order right now, or not orderable at the moment. The order is supposed to come in on the 20th. So once I know it's in stock, then we will start the sale then. Okay, and so every one of these layers, we're going to add dimensionals. I like to put it in the middle too, you know, so that it doesn't fall. All right, let's get this lined up here. We're going to start with the biggest piece so that we can guide it along. Okay, whoops. And I'm just going to set that one down at the bottom so that I can get a visual for how far. Okay, and there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and put this one down because that will help us for the side. Let's see, this one. Whoops. And this one. You know what? We're going to change and we're going to put this one down next. Annie, I'm glad you like it. I had a lot of fun with this Clever Cats set. It's kind of a fun one to play with. Ooh, I should have gone over a little further. All right, let's see if we can get this to come off decent. It needed to go off to the side. See, everything's fixable as long as you're slow and careful. All right, let's try it again. Okay, we got that one. And then, there we go again. And then we can put our peekaboo down here. And then we go ahead and add our little cat. So this is definitely a great project for all the cat lovers, right? Kind of covers both cats and Halloween. All right, there's that. And then our little candy corn right up there. And then, and I forgot to grab a glue dot, so let's do our little spider. We'll put a little glue on the back of it. And a little bit off. Okay, and then we're just going to sneak him right in here by the hat. And then we're using a black Stampin' Right marker. And we're just going to draw a line right down there. Okay, it is assembled. Now let's pull our frame back in. And then we're just going to glue it down. Okay, that gives us a little wiggle room and it doesn't try to stick to something it shouldn't. And we're just going to push it up in there. And then we're just going to go around and give it some good pressure to make sure it all sticks. And there is our little Halloween frame. How cute is that, right? Now, we need some fun things to go along with it. Okay, so let's start first. We need a little card for this. Let's see, Annie, I found the frames at the Dollar Tree. What was it? About 2 months ago. So I don't know if they have more of them there now, but that's where I got them. I do have a bunch of them on hand because I pretty much bought out everything they had. Okay, here's our little Halloween card. Have a perfect Halloween. And then it opens up. We got some little spiders in there, and then you just draw that. Okay, so let's get our pieces out. And we're starting with just a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. And then, let's see, this time, on this one, I did not do a black layer underneath. I decided that this time I do want that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stick that down first. And, okay, then set that to the side. Don't glue the white one to it yet. Okay, but you can. Again, I took some of the designer paper and then I colored it in with the blends. So we're just going to put adhesive on the back of that and stick it to the bottom of the basic white. And then a second one up on the top. Cute. All right. So then we have our circles that we cut with the layering circle dies. So go ahead and put the white one onto the black scallop. And I've already stamped, colored, and cut out the pumpkin. So we're going to go ahead and add him to the circle. I'm just trying to get pieces out of my way. Okay. And so we're just going to stick him on about like that. And then I have a little piece of basic white. I stamped the Have a Perfect Halloween and a piece of basic black to put the white onto. Again, it just gives me a little bit of a border. All right, now I have a piece of Granny Apple Green and I've scored it at 1/2 inch. So we are going to fold and burnish that good. And then I have a piece of basic black and another piece of the cute Halloween designer paper. So we're just going to attach those layers together. You guys know I like that little 1/8 inch border around, right? Layers, layers, layers. All right, and so then we're just going to adhere this to the center, to the right of the scored one. All right, and then we're going to put adhesive on the opposite side on that 1/2 inch score line. And we're going to center this between those designer papers. And then we're going to adhere that 1/2 inch flap onto the back. Okay. And now we're going to do the same thing. We have one here with another 1/2 inch flap. This time that flap is on the right side. And we are using another piece of the designer paper onto a piece of basic black, and then put the basic black onto the Granny Apple, and then adhesive onto the 1/2 inch flap, and then it's going to go on the right hand side overlapping the other piece. Okay, so now you've got like that. Now we're going to go ahead and adhere this to the card base, which is not a folded piece. Again, it's only 1/4 of a sheet. And so then we are just going to center that. Oh, I like it better with the black layer under it. Okay, now we're going to come back to our pumpkin and we're going to add this with dimensionals. On circles, I like to do 3 dimensionals. Okay, and that's going to go in the center of this. And then we are going to put a little adhesive on the left-hand side just a little bit, just on the, like the corner edge. And then, oops, I did that on the wrong side then. Dang it. All right, hang on a minute. Okay, I'm using an adhesive eraser. Stampin' Up! Used to carry them and doesn't anymore. However, I was able to find a bunch of these. So if your order goes up to $50, not only will you get the make and take kit, but I will include an adhesive remover for you also. Okay. All right, so now I put it on the right, or the right hand side, just a little bit on the side there. And then I'm also going to just cut or use a mini glue or mini dimensional, just a little sliver that we're going to put right here beside his head. And then we are going to tuck that up underneath here. Yep, the Dollar Tree is where I got them. And again, I bought out everything that they had at about 3 of them that I was in. Okay, and oops, we forgot our spider again. All right, so we need to get that back in here. And our black. And we're going to do one spider up. And then another spider down. And then we're going to pull back in our marker. And then we're just going to draw spider webs down to them. And our card is all done. Okay, cute, right? Okay, then we need to have a treat holder, right? Because what's Halloween without treats? Okay, so we have, you want to see it first? Okay, here's our little treat box. It's a small one. Okay, the ends open up. Let's see what I have over here in our little treat bowl here at home. The little Kit Kats. You could put 2 of those down in there. I think you could put like a Snickers down in there. It's not big enough this size for a gift card, but again, you could make one bigger. But then the ends just tuck in. I didn't even adhere them shut. They're sturdy enough that way. Okay, so we're starting with a piece of Highland Heather, and it is, let's see, I gotta measure again, 6 inches, yep, 6 inches by 5.5 inches. Now I gotta find my cheat sheet with the measurements on it. Okay, with the 6-inch across the top, hi Donna, you are going to score this at 1/2 inch, 1 1/4, 4 3/4, and 5 inches. And then you're going to turn it, let's go this way, and score it at 1 3/4, 2 1/2, 4 1/4, and 5. Okay? And then, like we normally do, we cut the pieces off, and I didn't do all of it ahead of time. I tried to save some. Those little tabs I like to do at an angle, and then I'm just going to trim a little bit more off so they're a little bit shorter. These are the closures for the top and bottom, and then we're going to cut this bottom tab right off from here to shorten that down. Cut at an angle. And then this whole tab is coming right off. And then we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. We are going to come over here and cut that off. Donna and Joe are saying hi to each other. I love when friends find each other as we're doing this. Okay. Oops, I want that one a little bit shorter. Okay. And that's all there is to the box. You guys know I love those. They really are super, super simple. Okay, then we're going to fold it on all the score lines. Make sure that you burnish them really well. burnish means use your bone folder and really crease it well so that they fold really good. Okay, and then I put adhesive, I put tear and tape onto the 1/2-inch strip, peel that off, and then what I do is I fold that in. So we have this 3/4 inch section and the 1/2-inch section, and then just fold this right over the top of it. Super simple. Put your treat in, close the box. Okay. You could make it go up and down. With the pumpkin, I wanted it to go sideways so that it shows. All right, so then I have a piece of basic black again. We're going to go ahead and adhere that right onto our box. And then I have a piece of the designer paper again, that again I've colored Boo with the dark Highland Heather, the dark pumpkin pie, and the light granny apple. And that just gets stuck right on there. Of course, dimensionals. Where did I put my sheet of dimensionals? Again, I colored the pumpkin the same way we did on the framed art. Excuse me. All right, before we stick that down, I have a piece that's 3/8 of an inch by 2 inches, and I stamped It's Halloween. And just for Robin, she loves to do these banner cuts. Okay, we banner trimmed it. We're going to go ahead and stick it down. And we're just going to come clear over to the edge of the designer paper. And then we're going to go ahead and stick the pumpkin on there. And we're done. Okay, just like that. What do we have? Okay, so there is our little treat box. There is, excuse me, our Halloween card. And let's do it like this. And then there is our framed art piece. Okay, so fun with clever cats. And then don't forget, if you place an order of $40 or more by this Friday, so you have 5 days, you will receive, I will mail to you a kit with all of this, all of the pieces cut for you, all the designer paper, the pieces for you to stamp on. Again, there won't be any stamping, but all of the designer paper pieces cut for you so that all you have to do is assemble. I will put together a tutorial for it, excuse me, so that I can email that to you also. But you will have the video to be able to come back to and be able to follow along in the video then also. Okay, again, use this host code, and if your order is $50 or more, you get to choose a celebration item out of the catalog, and I will also include the adhesive remover. Okay, so any questions, please just leave comments. I will come back and check the comments later. Otherwise, you guys have a great evening and happy stamping. Bye-bye.